everybody. As we get going here in this evening live, and as we look a little bit deeper into what exactly transpired, the one salvation and the one fact that I will continue to be proud of with this community is the fact that in this live earlier, not just myself, we had about 150 to 160 people in here watching, and great information was put out all the way across, not just from myself, but a lot of people that were very vital into this. We know we're in a setup where resistance, support. So now logically, it would say, I don't want to say we're going to come right down there guaranteed. I'm not going to say we're not even going to come down farther. But what I am saying is what's starting to transpire here is starting to set itself up in a very dangerous way. Now, the good news is that we came and back tested this setup, which is phenomenal. We also came and filled the gap, which is phenomenal. We also, one thing that's interesting is we ran away from the closing gap yesterday from just in the daily sense, or the day-to-day. And we have a bit of a daily time frame gap sitting at like 254.7 on the futures for XRP on the CME, which is good. Back testing this structure, if we hold, it could be a springboard here. We know from being in here earlier, and we didn't quite come down here. MQ from the Telegram. Scotty trades in here if you don't know. Scotty trades 906. He's in here, and thanks for being in towns over your second month with the Dusty Dollars Crypto News. A very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram, by the way. He talked about the diagonal support at the 61.8 fib extension, which is $2.3284. So that is on the table. So if we fall any farther, and let's just say we can't hold this back test, that's where our next observation will be. And then obviously we have to start talking about that $1.77 to $1.82 zone if in fact this were to rotate and roll over. But for a continuation, this is exactly how it should do it. Reject at the breakdown. Now we're trying to back test the pattern breakout. And now instead of 295, you're looking at 288-ish. But if you come to the top of the pattern, that's 291. So this seems to be standard operating procedure here. I don't really see anything that's wrong with this, to be honest with you. This seems like everything we would have expected yesterday during the FOMC meeting, and especially when Jerome started talking. We talked about how the market should correct down. Everybody's leveraged up, expecting it to go up. You know, just the ambiance and market psychology would represent that. When more people are thinking like that, it's going to go down. And then, not just that, we have to do the proper back test. We were oversold or overbought in the daily, which looks like the indicators for. Oh, there we go. One of them popped up. Where's the other one? Interesting. I might have to put that one back up. But this is the stochastic here. We're very oversold in the 4-hourly. Daily's now pushing down. I don't know if it fully clears out or not. And we have this big breakdown here. Because right now we've got this death cross we got rejected at, trying to break back over, which is not a good sign. In fact, the daily time frame is really the only time frame that, when you look at it from a stochastic sense, you know, where you're like, oh man. But now it's not as bad. Monthly's down at neutral. Weekly's oversold, breaking bullish actually as we speak, which is ironic. And then the daily's breaking down a little bit. 4-hourly's oversold, 3-hourly, 2-hourly. You're going to see a pretty typical message. 2-hourly breaking bullish. So just like we talked about earlier, we're going to end up having some kind of reversal, and it seems to aim at about that $2.54.7, $2.54.7. If we continue down this road, fear, like Trading with J-Ride said, is at 34, and thanks for being in town for over 4 years with the XRP Phoenix badge, Trading with J-Rod. I greatly appreciate that. I really, really do. Mrs. Stott, Dennis, and Mr. Stott, welcome in, and thanks for being in town for your second month with the Dusty Dollars Crypto News. A really good evening. Louisville, welcome in along with Tanya. And thank you both for having the Diamond Hands badge. And Tom's on for 3+ years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah. Christopher Brown, yeah, I know. That's what can I say? I'm draining pretty bad. It is what it is. But I've never done a single 8-ball in my life, to be honest with you. I gotta go blow my nose. This is the season. Good evening. 6:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this. The hell day is Thursday, October 30th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Let's see, where are we going? Hood Class. Welcoming along with Christopher Brown in your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Defined welcoming along with Crypto Cooter. Thank you both, Reen and Tom's Arm, for over 6 months with the XP Predictor and very trusted mods in here on the Telegram. Crypto Cooter said Tom had to sell his hat after today. Oh yeah. It got caught up in the swindle. Defined, he's not wrong. Look what I had to do with my Michigan Championship hat. I had to, where the hell is it at? Oh, I can't. I had to, the market was so bad that I had to go to the pawn shop and I had to sell my Michigan Championship logo. You know how the hat's supposed to look? I actually had to sell the championship part. The market was so bad, so, you know, had to get some cold medication, so I had to sell the Michigan logo. So now we're not even champions. We've been stripped. No. That's so funny. Define says, hey everyone, hit that like on the way in. Consider subscribing and joining Tom's Army for the best technical analysis on YouTube. If you're not in the Telegram, you're missing out. Don't worry. Oh, the Telegram is next level. Telegram is next level. Now, speaking of next level, I had to bring in my my beautiful lime tree. Did a little pruning, but look, he's behind me now. Oh, he's very thorny. Oof, pick me. You stay over there. I got my little rolling wooding thing. He's picky. Oof. And I don't mean by taste. I mean he's picky. She's picking me. In this case is the only time you could say she is a prick. But I digress. Dennis Smith, welcome in, along with David Hoff. Thanks for being in Tom's Arm for your second month with the Dust Dollars Crypto News. 2 Ravens, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Arm for over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon Badge. Moza here, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Arm for over 1 year with the I Told You So Badge. Frisky Auto, good evening. Frankie Fresh, thanks for tuning in and being in Tom's Arm for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Hopefully your hand is doing just a tiny bit better today, and Janine's blessed as well. Greatly appreciate both of you so very much. Jesse and Dan Marginal, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Arm for your second month with Dust House Crypto News. I mean, with the XRP Meteor, 3+ months. My apologies. Sola Jeffy's in his second month with the Dust House Crypto News, and I had to buy me some crypto today. Hey, it happens. It happens. We had a nice little fall. 1970 Legend and Ben B, thanks for being in Tom's Arm for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. In 1970 Legend, our resident Buckeye. Trying to go back to back. Rub it in a little more. Did you see 1970 Legend? Michigan's hats are so cheap that the logo already came off on one of them. That's so funny. Anyhow, we're all caught up, I think. Lori, welcome in. I'm so glad to see you in here as well. George Athanazev, welcome, and thanks for being in Tom's Arm for over 1 year at the I Told You So badge. All the world's a stage. Thanks for being in Tom's Arm for your second month of Dust House Crypto News. Umrish, welcome in. Must be an extreme fear now. Need strength in the market to start showing V-shaped recovery for stars. That would be nice. That would be nice. Cape Cod Kyle, welcome in from Massachusetts. And Tom's Armor for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. No doubt about that, Define. I actually feel fine. Just in Michigan right now, it's going from we went from hot to cold, and now this week we've been in the 30s, low 40s, and then it's going to be like 60 in a day, and then it's going to be back to 30s. Plus, there's a lot of stuff going on at my son's school, so it sucks. Started with my son, if you guys remember, over the weekend. But actually, it could be worse. But honestly, great. That's great. That's a great suggestion. Tom's soup stock on your stove every day this time of year. Boil down bone marrow, beets, kale, spinach, onions, garlic, carrots, celery, mushrooms. Then strain it all out. Let condense. You can't get sick. Excellent. Excellent. That's a good suggestion. Mike E, welcome in and thanks for being in town for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad. Yeah, oh yeah, I like Coil of Silver. David, welcome in and thank you also for being in town for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. He's doing pretty good. He's actually outside right now with Julie. He's outside. He went to school the last 2 days. He's been doing pretty good. Doing really good. Still waiting for a flash crash. I mean, today was, in a sense, a flash crash. Some things were down as much as 15%. Linea's down 11.7. Multiple things down almost 8%. Some down almost 9%. I think Epic had a big fall, too, down 12.2. Axler's down 10.1. This is, by definition, a flash crash, but you're looking for something more significant, it looks like, aren't you, Tanya? Aren't you, love? I can see it. You're looking for a more substantial drop. Look where the futures closed on Bitcoin. 108,130, and look where we're at right now. It was not where it closed, but look where it where the futures is at right now on the flip. Huh. That's a big move. Not like, oh my God, this is crazy, but that's a pretty big differential. I mean, we're probably going to come back up here at some point. We need to, I feel like XRP could be setting up. I don't know. Jordan English says, no sneaky reversal. No sneaky reversal. In the title today, I said XRP, Bitcoin, crypto implode. Leverage traders burned. Once again, substantial amounts of leverage was liquidated today. Substantial. It's incredible how much they're just tallywhacking everybody. On Wednesday, Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. saw 470 million in outflows, led by Fidelity's FBTC at 164 million, ARK Invest at 143 million, and BlackRock's IBIT at 88 million. It's a lot of money. Let's see. Crypto leverage liquidations. I want to see if they have anything put out up to the minute. The hell? Crypto Lepus. The hell is Crypto Lepus? You'd think they would know that I was talking about crypto leverage, not whatever the hell Lepus is. Probably something good. Crypto leverage. Crypto leverage liquidations today. Hey, hold on, buddy. Gotta watch the table. I don't want you to fall.
Yeah, man. Let's get your stuff off.
So in the last 12 hours, we can see 768 million in a 12-hour period just based on the exchanges we're using here. Let's see. Hyperliquid, Bybit, Binance, OKX Gate. These are some of the bigger ones. Bitfinex, BitMax.
Careful.
Let's see. Hi, buddy.
Watching.
What else? I would say it's mostly more long liquidations than short, obviously. Longs are getting liquidated here today. Sorry, my son just came in, so.
I tried we were up front. Do you want to
Let's
stay?
see, 12 hours. Overall, it was starting green, but then it completely reversed after. I like it better by the symbol. Let's see. Hold on, Tommy. Here, I'll help you get set up, Tommy. I gotta do this, buddy. I gotta do this.
Your phone is in the room.
Oops. Okay, so we'll try this. We'll see. We'll see if T bothers us even more. You never can quite tell. But yeah, there were some liquidations here today for sure. But let's just skip over this because there's no point in going over that right now. Might as well cover the most I can, and then if I get interrupted, I get interrupted. That's all that can happen. My first leverage trade in a while, and the market took it all. Yeah. Today wasn't the best day for that, was it? And it's and there's more. Unfortunately, there's more of that going on than not. The crypto fear and greed index is at 34. It updates in about an hour and 18 minutes here from right now. Let's see. What about where the long versus short is sitting right now? We've got, let's see. No, not this. I want to see the long short ratio. So in the last 4 hours, we've got more short traders still. Bitcoin was predominantly, well, not predominantly, but there was more short than long earlier. There still is. XRP, I think they're still about the same. Ooh, it's up to 52.49% are going short now, compared to 47.5 going long on XRP. That's widening a little bit. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. Ethereum's at 50.66 to 49.34. And then if we just look at this liquidation map, we can continue to see where we're feeding into. This is going to create more topside liquidity as well. If we keep down this trend, we're going to continue to build topside liquidity. We're not going to have really any choice. Need to set this up so I can see it just a little bit better. I got a glare coming from the lights over there. I know you probably can't see it, but there's not. I mean, we're almost clearing out this entire section. 232 would make sense still if we wanted to come down farther, but not necessary. We built a nice little bit of leverage up here, especially. I mean, of liquidity when you get into that 270 range. It's a very dark area. So there is some topside liquidity. It should give you a little bit of hope. More than just hope. This is the time of these are the late October drops that end up cutting you by the throat. But remember, they already announced they're going to be doing the end of QT on December 1st. So that's a big deal for risk assets. So, and now they did that little hawkish spin. Remember, we talked about if it was going to be hawkish or dovish with this tone. Well, he started hawkish because he said that it's not guaranteed December there's going to be a rate cut. In fact, now there's a 16% chance, supposedly, to the analytics, that there's going to be a rate hike. If they did a rate hike, which after doing a couple rate cuts here, what sense would it make to do a rate hike unless they're trying to top heavy the market and just collapse it? Which in a rate hike, I'm just telling you, if they hike rates in December, you might as well just sell everything. And then just buy it back after the fucking calamity effects. Because that's amongst the most bearish things that would happen. But I think that would just be a strategic move. Because then I just think they'd cut rates in January. If there was a scenario like that. So, rates aren't going anywhere but down. There's too much money. There's too much money. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, ATX. Don't worry about your son. Tommy is not annoying us and never has. I appreciate that. No, and the ones that leave, they did just leave because they're not used to it and they're just going to go find something that fits what they need right now, and that's okay. But really, all the important things are right now with XRP is this area. We broke down, back-tested, almost complete. Well, we didn't go all the way down to where we could have went down farther, and then we would have had a real nightmare. But we had the the over exaggeration on some exchanges that brought us down, like on Coinbase or Binance, down to like 78 cents. But we're still building. We broke up and back tested the pattern consolidation where it ended up being a bearish pennant setup. Had a 5-wave breakdown. Now we've back tested, trying to see if we could come back up into that zone, and we couldn't. We rounded back down. Now we're trying to see if we have enough strength to try to push back up in there. And the only way to find that is the back test, the pattern that you broke out of prior to getting to that resistance. And that's what we're trying to do right now. It's really what we're trying to do right now. And if we can successfully hold this area, we would find ourselves going back up to that 290 plus. It's just, I mean, you'd have to hold this area, and then when you broke up over that 264, you would hold it, But we are massively getting into these really oversold in stochastic. Like, I mean, really oversold in these time frames. To the levels we haven't seen in a while. So this is all going to work in our favor soon. It's definitely going to. This is definitely going to play in our favor soon. It's just, where are you trying to buy? What is your objective? So I'm all for it. Like, this feels like, in a lot of ways and a lot of things, it's most things. I know it's up right now. Like, even Linea's up from that drop point. Even a lot of these are. Like, IOTA's up a lot. XRP's up a lot. Ethereum. A lot of these are up a lot still from when we had that big drop just, 2 weeks ago. So even looking at what looks like a deal here, it very well might be. But you have to make sure that it's in your area of strategy. And I really do think the message of leverage, like, yes, you can make quick money, but you can lose it even quicker. It's like when you go to the casino. You can make money, but you're probably going to lose all of it first. It's like, oh, the next bet's the right bet. Until it's not, because you have no more money to make that right bet. Like, that's how it is in crypto. Somebody yesterday talked about how they lost, but they had money to back it up, but they basically mortgaged 470 XLM, and it got liquidated yesterday. Now they have the money to rebuy it, but that they mortgaged off some of their XLM. Imagine you had 10,000 XLM and you mortgage off 450 to leverage trade. Well, yeah, now you still got 9,550, but you just successfully got rid of 0.5% of your XLM. Or wait a minute, not 0.5%. What was it? 9,000? No, not 0.5%. You got rid of 10,455. About 4.5% of your XLM. It doesn't seem like a lot, but you do that a few times, and all of a sudden you're sitting there after 2 times, and you're almost down 10% of your holdings. And trust me, when you do it like that, now you're just, instead of trading USDT, and you can do it on every exchange we talk about, you just take the tokens you hold and then you put it into a leverage setting. You transfer them over, and then you trade it like that with the pairing. And that's just a whole nother game. Like, now you're really gambling. And I feel like crypto's turned more into the Wild West, to where now we're all about leverage trading, and everybody's getting so pissed off at things because of the leverage. Because there's no other rationale that so many people can be mad at XRP on October 30th, 2025, when 1 year ago we were sub 50 cents. You know, from this date. So it's astounding. And the only reason why would be these people are either leverage trading and losing the money and hoping to God they can get to 10,000 tokens or get to whatever their forethought thing is. And maybe they got $500, but now they got to do 35x to get to where they're going. Or maybe they got 1,000, and right now that would be a 25x to get that 10,000. You know, and that's the sort of kind of things I'm trying to think of right now. Or people just all out missed. They all out missed, and the next best thing is to just rag on everybody else who didn't. Oh, did you see XRP down 4.5% today? Yeah, 4.5%. But did you see 1 year ago at this time we were at like 40-something cents? You know, so you always have to keep the rationale. So if you think you're buying a deal right now, you're not. That's my point. XRP 1 year ago today was the deal. Today's not the deal. If you're buying these dips, it's still not the deal. This is the hardest part to buy these, because this is where you can get hurt the most. Outside of the $3 plus where everybody got crushed. I was buying up there when I was trying to, you know, just tell them my experience and that this isn't the time. The time to buy all of this was on the drop, and then and your consolidation when you feel is right. But for XRP in particular, and you could probably put that across the board, like just the fact that XLM and IOTA came down to 7.8 or 8 cents, you know, on this big drop. And now, like I've said, we don't know what these patterns are. We didn't have the evidence. We're just guessing. So if we start to recognize something when it finally starts to form, I don't know what it's going to turn into. We also speculated that if this broke down, that this would end up coming way down here, and this would be like 11.6. No, it's not all the way to the bottom even, but that's still a pretty reason. That's a 30% drop from here to 20%. So we got to figure out what the, it's almost like you got to figure out the fucking, I don't want to swear, but because I'm trying to not swear. I don't want to swear. It's a challenge. I don't want to swear. But it's widening this, and we're gonna get to this, and that's not even right. I don't even know if I would use that, honestly. I would probably, now that I know what I'm seeing, I would probably do something like this and force it. Like, you piece of crap, you're gonna force this, and then we're gonna see what we're building here, and I'm gonna hold your head to the fire here a little bit. And we don't even know if that's even right, because the daily hasn't closed yet. We're just assuming that this daily candle closes and it holds there, then that can be a daily, and that would make this work. Now, if it falls below here in 1 hour and 8 minutes, well, now we just look stupid. But everybody who's gotten liquidated in leverage, I've had it happen to me 1 billion times. That's why I don't like to do it. And oh yeah, I've done great on some leverage. Great. But I've also done not so great. I had Bagelgate here a few years ago. Julie knows. Bagelgate was up a couple 100%. We didn't have a lot of capital. We were doing stuff and like we just didn't have a lot of capital. It was all in other places. And I was building a little stack, and this $500 ended up turning into a couple thousand. And instead of selling out, I'm like, oh yeah, got a little hopium here. I'm gonna go make a bagel. And I went and made a bagel, and all of a sudden my phone started, like, I could see it glowing, and it just kept going da-ding, 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 and I'm like, what the? Well, it turns out Bitcoin had one of those 8,000 down candles in like 7 minutes. And when I seen that, I'm like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. And the position I had, let's just put it this way, it got liquidated in like the time I put my bagel in the toaster and was trying to get it out of the toaster to go put butter on it. I got liquidated. And when I was watching XRP's chart, it looked fine. And in like 2 minutes, XRP dropped like 20%. It was it was crazy. And I sat there and I didn't even eat the bagel. It was a $2,000 fucking bagel. Oh, excuse me. A $2,000 bagel is what that turned out to be. So, and yeah, I might have only started with 500 in capital, but here's the sad truth. When we build it up to 2,000 in leverage and we started with 500, when you get liquidated, I lost that whole $2,000. I had the opportunity to sell it. I had the instinct to sell it. You're up 400% on this thing you're crushing it. And I crushed it, all right, to the tune of a $2,000 bagel. So that's why we call it Bagelgate. And like, I'm not exactly sure if that resonates with some of you, but the ones, if people leave because it doesn't resonate, good. You know, we want to resonate with our audience, and we want our audience to resonate with us. So, well, like I say, some people just don't want to hear it. They're like, oh, I don't want to hear about this. That happened to me before. I don't want. Sometimes we got to talk about the hard things. That made me a much better trader, that happening, believe it or not. Way better. Way better. Made me a lot more patient, too. Why risk the future on short-term pleasure? Oh, I agree, Scotty Trade. Scaling is the best way. Because if I had done it right, with that being up 400%, I could have cashed out 100%, got my whole entire money back, and still had 75% holdings. I could have cashed out 50%, you know, so. Jesse says, I think I'm throwing bagels away. That's funny. Zachary, thank you so much for the $19.99 donation. Says, on another note, other than crypto, do you feel the Lord tugging on your heart like something is not right and we're blinded, close to end times, or maybe I'm... No, Julie knows my feelings to that. I absolutely do. I've been tugged by the Lord in this direction for that very reason for a very long time. Now we're just meeting our endpoint. Did you guys notice my my picture today for my title? Did you happen to notice what I put today? That's just kind of a glimpse into our scary future, if you ask me. If you think about it, obviously the mid-November is a cue for what's coming for the run. But there's something like the digital scanning, and there's something that there's a deep message in this. If you read what it says in the back and just what's going on. This wasn't by accident that I shared this, and in my title I said XRP, Bitcoin, cripple, implode, leverage traders burned. Retail didn't realize we invested in our own demise, or in our demise, and it's true. Poppy Lou, why you swear, Tom? Is this trying to rag on, or to try to start me to get mad? Is that what that kind of comment was, Julie? Is that what it was supposed to be? I'm Italian, that's the best I can say. But didn't I just say, Poppy Lou, that I was trying not to? So why did you make like to it when I accidentally misspoke? See, that's just a backhanded thing. That's not cool. Would you hand an alcoholic a beer? Why do I swear? I don't know. Passion. I'm Italian. I was raised by a bunch of hyenas. So, no, I'm just asking. I just want to ask. I was just asking. I don't know. All those reasons and more are the reason I swear. I used to swear a lot more. You guys don't even hear anything. If I was, yeah, like Define said, seek to understand, like the guru says. Understand, Tom. Understand from all angles. Now I got distracted from the robot talk. See, Joe, I couldn't even finish my thought. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Bitcoin is sitting at 107,000 and some change, but we did come right down here, which is nice. But we'll see if we can continue this. We did. The ironic part is technically we didn't invalidate this whole entire setup. Not yet. If we can hold this, it would force us into the 100. Ooh. Nah, that's too far out. Let's see. That's too far out. That puts us to December 1st, ironically, right here. But if we can hold this structure now, we got one of two things. It's a very interesting thing. If we hold this structure, we're up to 126, 127. If we drop it down, we'll get to 92,411. I love it. I love the comments right now. Do you see it, Julie? Scotty Trade said, Tom, I gotta go get my pizza out of the oven and now I'm scared. Scotty, thanks for being a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. And being a Tom's on for your second month of Dusty House Crypto News. I'm gonna go blow my nose again. Because it's that time. Oh my god. Forgot about my treat.
With me, it's all good.
At Primrose Schools, your child's love of learning begins in their very first science lab. It begins by sharing stories with a friend, and it begins with learning about math and ways we use it every day. We understand how children learn and meet them where they are. We use our balanced learning approach to build their social and academic skills to get them ready for kindergarten and beyond. This amazing time in their life, and yours, is the beginning of something big. Learn more at primroseschools.com.
All right. Good as new. Good as new. Poor guy blowing his brain. It's so funny. So funny. Because in a way, I guess it's true. I guess it's true. That's the ironic part. But yeah, that's Bitcoin. Let's see. Bitcoin dominance. Just straight sideways. Bullish cross here though in the daily that we're back testing, so we'll see. So we'll see. It's funny watching the comments too as some of this transpires. Let's see, futures. Shit. Yeah, I mean, see, crypto right now, since the futures flipped at 6, are slowly moving up. Just slowly, ever so slightly. But we'll see how the market closes at 8. That's in about 58 minutes from now. Obviously won't be on together in 58 minutes, but there'll be a lot to learn in about that much time. Mark Caston, thank you so much for not only being in Tom's Arm for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, but also the $2 donation. What a guy. Thank you, Mr. Caston. Greatly appreciate it. James Zula, welcome and thank you for being in Tom's Arm for your 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. The conversation is so awesome. Ready for this comment, Julie? This is my favorite. Mike Smells. Hey Tom, I watch your channel to get me all hot and bothered before my wife gets home from her boyfriend's house. Oh, I love it, Mike. I'm glad that you find some salvation by watching and that I can, I guess for a lack of a better term, get your arousal up for when your wife gets home. If that's a good or bad thing, I don't know. I don't know. So, days, welcome in. And thanks for being in Tom's Arm for your first month of the badge of me being abducted by aliens. And that is my face superimposed on there, but don't tell Mike. Don't tell Mike. Oh, I love it. Mike says best community in the space. I agree. He is funny. You'll never know what he's gonna put when he comes in here for the initial hello. Oh, it's great. Jessica Garcia, welcome in, love, and thanks for reading Tom's right for over 4 years with the XRP Phoenix badge. I love that Phoenix badge. Love it. Ooh, now we can go down the not so friendly or the friendly. The friendly would be commodities had a bit of a resurgence today. They like the news. Oh, they like the news. We're up to 4,030 an ounce. Nice close back over 4,000 at 6 p.m. But we got to get over 4,116 area. Well, we'll call it 4,122. But we know it's 4,115. But we got to get over that to start pushing back. Otherwise, I still can see the 35.77 and in real time as low as 3,369. It just depends which kind of rotation we want to take. Actually, that would be way too far out. It's not going to take till March. It's going to happen relatively quickly. Yeah, so I like that a little bit better. Because that's not going to take until... Oh, my glasses was like stuck in my hair. I'm sure anybody wearing glasses understands. Mark Caston, thanks for the other $2 donation. I didn't know if I was having deja vu. This is a good spot at the moment, especially if they resume with the 25 cut and some ETF action. Pause. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Mike, you're too much. He says, love you too, Frankie. We all gonna get rich. Fuck it. Or at least we can laugh at the pain. Or at least we can laugh the pain away. Superimposing Tom's face on my wife tonight. Oh, I love it. Laughter is key. Laughter is key. Oh man. I told you guys I might have to start OnlyFans if we can't get these subscriptions up. There's a lot more mics out there than you can imagine. Small joke. Not that we're implying Mike is a millimeters mic. No, sir. We would like to believe that he's got you know. I'm trying not to buy, but GRT is like all-time low. This is just I don't know, this community is next level, I swear. I didn't even see where GRT was at. What's the price right now? Let's see. That's the hash graph. Or that's the graph, I should say. Not hash graph. That would be H bar. Wow, it's all the way below the uptrend now. Dude, this goes all the way back in the beginning of freaking time. That's not exactly a good thing. That could have been an over... Ooh, that is big. That is big. Unless we're starting a whole new. See, we started a whole new. We came flat. Look at that. We actually came down and filled on that old wick a couple weeks ago. That filled the all-time low. Incredible. That's incredible. I mean, look how oversold we are in the weekly. My God. That's where we're finding ourselves in a lot of these. It's the daily that bent us over, and we knew it. The daily being so overbought was the only thing that could bend us over in the immediate term. Oh, man. You know, it's just... and it did. So far. So far. Ooh, only thing better than bacon is homemade bacon. Love it. Don't open the store. Let's see. I think we got to everybody. Or at least I think I read everything. But I remember saying a couple years ago that next alt run we will go to zero first. I'm pretty sure that's don't be. I'd rather be distracted. I like reading the comments. It's not distracting to me. I mean, we've already got through a lot of stuff here. We're just kind of looking a little deeper, that's all. DXY, which is ironic, but I remember we talked about this. To at least the 200 day at 100.074, or coming all the way back. I think that I don't think we should worry about this up here anymore. I think it's more what we talked about up at this 100. I mean, that it was perfect. That's a perfect area for it to come back to, and that was the pattern breakdown. It's a perfect way to backtest this, and we can even. Who knows what they're gonna do with this right now? Who knows? Who knows? Anu Dina, are coins safe on the exchange? Unfortunately, I don't know if coins are safe anywhere. Wallet, exchange. The only way they're actually safe is when they're in your pocket. Unfortunately, we have to sell them to do that. But depends. I mean, you can get on a tier 1 exchange, and at least you've got the FDIC backing if they have the right credentials, let's just say, if they have the right things. But no, in the crypto space, I mean, that's the Russian roulette of all of this, and everybody will tell you, everybody who's a fan of the space will say, the only problem is we don't actually know what's real. And I don't even get me started on the fudster that law. Don't even get me started. A lot of these pricings are criminal. On the good hand, gold was up like 90 bucks today. Had a resurgence on the day, but nothing crazy. Gold bounced up from 3,926 yesterday. Now it's up over $100 from yesterday's low. I told you gold and silver loves when Jerome speaks in the Fed. But here's the other thing. I know I get a lot of Republicans and Democrats in here. Just look at it this way. You've got the devil's head, right? Whether you're the left or the right, you're just each side of the devil's horn. So pick which one you want to be on, the right side of the devil's horn or the left horn. Literally. So don't put so much faith into the politician. Like, you're literally either the right or left horn. It doesn't matter. You're two sides of the same face of the devil. So what, the right horn might be a little bit fucking sharper? I don't know. The left horn might be a little bit more needy. It's still the same damn horn of the devil. So be careful who you follow. Be careful, you know, who you aspire to be like. Most people aspire to be like our politicians. What a joke. Gold to buy. Really? Welcome to the club. It's about time. I know on crypto it says extreme sell. I like that. Strong sell. Like it. He was shaking his head. Julie. Yeah, I think he started shaking his head again. You know which one I'm interested in big time? Is this Bitmine Immersion Technologies in the stock market. I've been watching this son of a gun, and I just don't know when to buy it because it fell out like we were kind of thinking it might come down to this 200. What's he doing, George? Is he? But we were thinking it could come down to the 200 day, and I don't know if that's the right spot or not. But I don't even know if it's going to come down there. It's just that was what we were kind of thinking because the 200 placed us in a pretty reasonable area. American Nut Change Percentage Gainers. Tom Lee's Bitmine adds 113 million worth of Ethereum to Treasury on-chain data. That was on the 28th. This is an interesting one, BMNR. I'm telling you, this is. And Tom Lee's been all over the freaking place for some reason. But I couldn't buy it. And I still probably can't even look at it yet. I wanted to see it break down out of this. And that daily was giving us a very strong feeling that we were probably going to break down. Now, if we come down to the daily, obviously we break the weekly support. And that is an interesting dynamic to have happen here. So, in earnings, they didn't do bad. Honestly, they didn't do good, but it could have been worse. They don't really have any kind of revenue or earnings, but there was still nothing missed, at least. But they don't really have expectation. Like, it's coming up a little bit. They had a split, 1-20 split. See this? They split it. And then it came right back down. Where was it at? Right here. They split it. A 1-20 split in the 21st, or the 2021. They did another 1-20 split in 25. So basically, every time the price appreciates too much, they split it and split it. See this? 2-1, a 1-8. So you want to be on this after a split. This is just common. If you have a split now, when we get to a low, how we had a split here just recently, back in May of 25, we want to find that next session low and ride it all the way back up to the next split. Tom, I'm going to be buying. Oh, shoot, hymns. We talked about this. That's something that we need to add to here. It's the Hims and Hers Health Stock Crypto Oracle. This one, right? Just make. No, wait a minute. It's not on the. It's in the stock market. Hims and Her Health. Hims and Her Health. I think it's this one.
Just 15 seconds to explain why you have to download Bingo Blitz? I mean, I have way more time. There's power-ups and mini-games and gems, seasonal rooms.
You bought BMNR? Excellent. Mrs. Stock. I just am trying to figure out where to make that entry. We got earnings coming up on this November 3rd. For September's period, they're expecting 0.94 and a 580 million estimate. What did they do in their last hit? So they had a surprise up in earnings, down in revenue, which is fine. They still had good revenue. I mean, weekly, very bearish. Made a new low. Got 1 day left on that candle. Let's see where the daily 200 is sitting. Well, I would wait a second, Define. We're friends here. Don't buy it when it's below the daily 200 and above the weekly. Because this could be a very quick drop here if this continues. It is really oversold, but just make sure that it doesn't lose the daily 200. Because if it does, then we got no choice but to go to the weekly 200. Well, maybe not all the way down, but that's a... Fuck, that's so overinflated right now. It was all the way down at $5.77 back in November of 23. Now it's at 44, but it was all the way up to 73. Whew, that's had a nice pull down too.
Well, at least I checked off State Clerk and saved hundreds.
Let's see.
We're going right around the corner. It's right around the corner. Right around the corner.
It was showing us support taps like this.
If you have the right agent.
On November 4th, election 2025.
This is a tricky one.
Trust Bloomberg for continuing.
Seems to be overextended here a little bit.
New York City, governors of New Jersey.
I could be wrong. It seems a little overextended.
In California. Tune in at 5
Like almost like we should see how it reacts down here at like 31.
Wednesday at noon for full analysis of the results. It's election 2025 on Bloomberg television and radio.
Because I don't see it, because it broke off of this. So we shouldn't have to worry about this. It broke off of this. So you really shouldn't have to worry about that trend playing. Especially if it took the upward. Now, if it broke this and lost the 200, well, yeah, then we might have to revisit this. But that's been a substantial breakout. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to add this in here. It's getting down there, that's for sure.
Chairman and CEO David Sullivan sounding a warning on U.S. debt, but the focus is squarely on U.S.-China relations.
Yeah, stock market, I mean, there's similarities to the crypto market. It's not 24/7, but they're aiming to make it. Now, because there's so much regulation, they can halt the stock market. And in crypto, get used to that term because they will start halting it once they get firm regulation, which means if we have a nice move up, they'll just stop the trading and put in sells, like they do with the stock market. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. It's what drew me to crypto. It wasn't as regulated. Now it is starting to get pretty regulated another 4.5 years forward from when I started on YouTube. Mr. Stott, thank you so much for the $19.99 donation. Says paying forward for futures and time. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Yeah, no wash sales in crypto. Yet. Wait till they have regulation. You will get wash sales. They're already talking about it in Congress. So keep yelling, everybody, for more crypto regulation, and you can look forward to wash sales in the future, very near future. But I'm gonna go because Julie's gonna be shortly. She's gonna be setting up because Scarlett just got out of the shower and she's got to get up at like 5 in the morning because Scarlett's got to get to school. We got T's feeding. She does, and then we got to get T to school. But she's got to take Scarlett to school first in the morning. So I want to end this so I can spend some time with her. We got here as good as we could. 55 minutes I think is good. We did an hour and a half earlier. I'm going to call it there. Plus I'm a little drainy and yada yada. And I'm sure nobody wants to hear that anymore. But thank you everybody for your time. And we got to 96 likes. Do we have 4 more likes within us here by the time we hang up? Let's make Mr. Stott happy. He called everybody out because we didn't get to 100 likes, and now we're down to 99 people, but we were at like 125 or 130. I would highly encourage you to watch from the beginning, Lag. We're in a dicey spot right now. We're in a little bit of a downturn, but XRP right now is kind of like in between. We need to, we bounce back up here. Best way to show you it would be in the day now, the 4 hourly probably. We broke down out of a 5-wave corrective wave. It brought us down to the back testing of the, or at least revalidating the broadening wedge of the downside. And we came all the way back up and back tested the drop point like we should have. Now we're caught in between, so it's a double-edged sword, your question, my friend. Because it's either we hold 241 and hold this structure, or we go down to the diagonal support at the 61.8 fib at 232.84, as MQ has been so nice to let us know. Scotty trades in here. So it's dicey right now. It's dicey to say the least. The good news is we're almost into November, and once we get into the firm second week in November, we should start to see some real nice